Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the echoes of your silence continue. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the echoes of your silence, I'm referring to you when you go silent on the narcissist. And these echoes will continue to reverberate throughout all of the narcissistic relationships that you were a part of in the past, all the toxicity that you experienced, because you're now applying the tools, you're getting the wisdom, and you understand that your silence post-narcissistic relationship, it is a superpower. When you were in the relationship with the narcissist, you were being silenced, you were being given the silent treatment, you were being invalidated, you were being devalued, you were being punished for being you. You were not being listened to or heard. Your opinion did not matter. What you thought didn't count. You were looked at as a pawn or a puppet or an opportunity, maybe even an object. You were somebody who paid the bills, who raised the kids, who planned vacations, who gave to a fault. Maybe you were a people pleaser. Maybe you were a yes person. Maybe you didn't have boundaries. I'm actually certain you didn't have boundaries. Maybe you couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language. Remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. But back in that relationship, you were being silenced left, right, and center. The narcissist was disregarding anything that was important to you. That's why if you had medical appointments or you had to be somewhere at a certain time and you were getting a ride from the narcissist, or you needed them to meet you somewhere at a certain time, most times they would blow it up. They would not even show up, or they would show up late, or at the last minute claim that they had to go boil an egg or do something that was more important. And this is why the narcissist likes to blow up vacations, holidays, birthdays, anything that is important to you, including ceremonies. Let's say that you were going to receive an award, or you just received a pay raise, or you got a better job, and you would go home and you'd open the front door and try and share the good news with the narcissist. Well, first of all, you didn't know they were a narcissist back then, but second of all, they would tell you anything other than what you wanted to hear. They would say that they had to take a phone call, or just give them some time. They had a long day themselves. They'll get to you later. They would be devaluing you, and you could not figure out what was going on because the narcissist wore a mask. They manipulated you, and they tricked you and trapped you, and they kept you in the narcissistic fog as long as they possibly could. Now, having said all these things, one thing the narcissist did to you is, I can assure you, they gave you the silent treatment. And this is something that you couldn't wrap your head around, why this person that you were in the relationship with was talking to everybody in the house, or in the organization or hobby group, or at work, or in the neighborhood, but they weren't talking to you. And this would usually last for a couple hours, maybe a couple days. That may even roll into weeks or months, who knows? But the narcissist was not wanting to communicate with you. That is a form of abuse. The silent treatment is not good. Now, fast forward, why the echoes of your silence continue, because when you go no contact with the narcissist, you block them, you delete them, you remove all flying monkeys in them and all people associated with them, and you begin to really slow your life down, narcissist free, toxic free. Your energy returns, doors of abundance will open up for you. Now, they won't happen overnight, but they will happen, I can assure you. Having said all those things, your silence is something that the narcissist has to deal with. And it's not just your silence, I can assure you. Many people are getting the wisdom. Many people are understanding that oversharing information is not the path. Silence is the path. Now, I'm not suggesting to not talk to people and not communicate. I'm suggesting, if you've identified that someone is a toxic person in your life, or even a narcissist, going silent is the path, not sharing anything about you. You already know that. You've already applied those tools and those lessons, I am certain. And now you have boundaries. But the silence will continue to reverberate throughout the narcissist's mind, because they now know that you've gotten the wisdom. You've applied all of the lifelong learning lessons that you experienced throughout that relationship. You've put yourself back together, or that's what you're doing. And you now understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And your silence speaks volumes. It really sincerely does. I created a whole playlist on silence. You should check it out, and I will add this video to that, because people are asking me about silence virtually every day, specifically in one-on-one sessions, and how to master your silence. Silence is something that it does take some practice. Example, let's say blocking people. When you first blocked people, was it a little difficult or challenging? Yes, it probably was, because you're probably an empath and you didn't want to hurt their feelings or send a clear, succinct message that you no longer wanted to communicate with those people. But you did it, and then it got easier and easier. Again, I am not suggesting blocking everybody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm suggesting is, if you know and you've given people multiple chances to change and to listen to you and to pay attention to you and to give you their wisdom, and these people keep ghosting you, but yet when they need you, they want you to be available, well, that's a one-sided relationship, maybe even a narcissistic relationship, and you need to drown these people out and go silent. That is what you do. Bear in mind, there's a huge difference between the silent treatment and going silent. The silent treatment is something the narcissist administers to people they're trying to abuse. That is not a healthy or stable way to communicate or not communicate with people. It's a punishment, actually. It's abuse. But going silent is another thing. That is, you just choose to not talk to people, i.e. the narcissist specifically. And eventually they may try to break that down, that wall. They may try to hoover you. If they do not accept a hoover. It's just another way that the narcissist is trying to enter a relationship with you, maybe for a couple minutes, maybe for a day, a week, month, year, decade, I don't know. But hoovers are not good. You need to keep that door closed and closed tight. And your silence will really help you out, because your silence is a superpower. And post-narcissistic relationship, you need to be silent, not only with the narcissist and flying monkeys, but with many people you work with, many people who you are in communities and organizations with, because people are wanting to know things about you. They're asking questions. Maybe they're asking you about your finances, your past relationships. Are you divorced? Are you married? Where'd you grow up? What you do for a living? Do you have anything extra? Meaning, are other things that you could give me, like household items or things? Yes, I hear this frequently. There are people on the prowl looking to take from you. And the narcissist was one of those people. But now you found that needle in a haystack, and you now understand that narcissism is prevalent on the planet, and that it affected you for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship, but no longer do you tolerate poor behavior. And with people who are trying to enter your life, or who are with people who have finally revealed themselves, because everybody reveals themselves in time. People who you may have known for a couple years or decades, you may have thought they're one way, and when you actually spend some time with them, meaning a period of time under the same household, or if you get to know them for a while, you realize these people, that's not who I thought they were. They've changed. Well, no, they haven't changed. They've just let the mask slip, and now you see who they are. And these are the kind of people I'm talking about, not exclusive to the narcissist. I'm talking to people who are trying to get close to you. And these people don't deserve any of your time. They don't deserve your money, your energy, your effort, your love, your empathy. They deserve nothing from you. So when the silence of your echo, or the echoes of your silence continue on, it's 100% real. Then this is what the narcissist gets for trying to abuse you and for abusing you throughout that length of the relationship. Now, is it payback for the narcissist? No, that's not what I suggest in this channel. The narcissist can slither away, go on to the new supply, do whatever they're doing, just stay away from me. They almost took you down for the count. They didn't. They failed miserably. The narcissist, number one, did not think you would heal. Number two, they did not think you would figure out what narcissism was. Number three, they didn't think you would deduce that they are a narcissist. And number four, they never thought in a million years you would put yourself back together and heal and reach that mountaintop, that pinnacle of indifference. But you've done all of those things, or you are working towards the pinnacle of indifference. And your silence is empowering, because we on the channel, most of us, a lot of us are the educated empath. We use silence as a superpower. We don't explain anything to people that don't deserve an explanation. We don't defend anything to anybody any longer. We are now in the third version of us, the strongest, most galvanized version of us known to humankind. And remember, the three versions of you are the version of you before you met the narcissist, when you probably were a people pleaser, you didn't have boundaries, and you did not know your self-worth or value. Second version of you is when you're in the narcissistic relationship, trapped in the devaluation stage or the narcissistic fog. And the third version of you is when you've exited the narcissistic relationship and you've healed, and you are now you've now risen through the ashes like a phoenix. You're in the most galvanized version of you known to humankind, because this is a superpower. All of the post-narcissistic abuse education that you've acquired, it's a superpower on steroids, because you now speak the same language as I speak. And this is a language that you can't read it in a book and understand it like immediately. You can read the book and understand it to your ability. But unless you go through the cycle at least once, and I hope that you've never gone through the cycle, you're not going to be able to wrap your head around what gaslighting is, what stonewalling is, what the smear campaign is, what triangulation is, what object constancy is, what all these things are. You can read them and understand the definitions, but to experience them firsthand, that's a whole different level. That's why I am suggesting to you that go silent. Your silence is a superpower, and the echoes of your silence will reverberate throughout the narcissist in their tiny little pea brain, and it will go around and around and around like an empty steel drum. Reverberation city, bing, 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 bing. What will this do? It will remind the narcissist that yes, they had you. They had the one beautiful, bright, shining light. They had the best thing in you that they will ever have. I created a video on that in 2021. When the narcissist realizes what they lost, you should check that video out. It is a very instrumental and powerful video. I really suggest you check that out. But why I'm saying all of these things is that back when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you did not know what you were up against because you weren't taught this in school. So you kept on working for the narcissist. You kept on giving to a fault. All of your resources were becoming depleted and diminished left, right, and center. And the narcissist knew this, and they kept on pressing the gas pedal. They kept on pushing you as far as they would push you, or as far as they could push you. And the whole time they were doing that, they were giving you the smirk, and they were watching their pupils dilate with supply, and they were getting the new supply, grooming them behind your back until one day something broke, something gave. And the reason something broke or gave, it's because the narcissist was always trying to break that relationship. And the one fatal day, whatever day that was that they discarded you, or the day you finally packed up and left, that was a pivotal day in your life. That was the day you finally understood that this relationship never served you. It never benefited you. It was a one-way relationship to Destructionsville, and it benefited the narcissist. And they knew that. That is why they placed you in the trauma bond. That is why they worked very hard in the beginning of the relationship during the love bomb / euphoric stage to get you to fall in love with them, or to get you to put a roof over their head, or to get you to loan them money, or raise kids with them, or create a family, or relocate halfway around the globe. Whatever you did, there were one or more multiple pivotal periods in your life that changed the tide in the relationship. That's when the mask began to slip. That's when you were given the silent treatment. That's when you were being no longer treated as a high-value person, because the narcissist didn't need to do anything more. They already had you where they wanted you, and now here comes all the devaluation, and here comes you working harder and harder for the relationship, while the narcissist is watching you squirm. They're watching your health fail. They're watching your resources become imploded, and your social circle and your network become decimated. They kept on pressing on the gas pedal of abuse as much as they possibly could until, again, like I said, something broke. And when it did, that was probably, if not the most challenging day of your life. It was certainly one of them. And then you realized you were all alone. You were isolated, and all of your support system blew up. No one came in and knocked in on your door. No one checked in on you. Everybody who claimed that they were your friends, or friends or acquaintances or extended family members, they all disappeared. Every one of them disappeared. And you had to find that needle in a haystack, but you did. And then you began to slow your life down and heal, and you put yourself back together. And then one day you realized, wait, this person I was with was actually a narcissist. And I cannot believe it. I can't wrap my head around it. So what did you have to do? You had to practice radical acceptance and wrap your head around that. And maybe that took you 3 weeks, maybe longer, I don't know. But eventually one day you blocked the narcissist, and you went no contact, and you deleted all flying monkeys and people. Yes, that's my hope, at least. I hear that people each and every day are getting the power and the wisdom in applying these tools. But why I'm saying this is you also realize that explaining or defending yourself to anybody, it wouldn't suit you, it wouldn't benefit you, because the smear campaign was well underway, and you can't add fuel to the fire. You can't believe that explaining things to people that they can't even wrap their head around what a narcissist is would do you any good, because it won't. That's why going silent is the path, and that's why the echoes of your silence will continue to haunt the narcissist. Not just today, not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but for the rest of their lives. Because you see, you're the one that got away. The narcissist is banking, and I mean banking, on people not breaking the trauma bond. They're banking on people staying stuck. They're banking on people pining for them. They're banking on people believing in the mask. They're banking on people believing that they will change. None of those things are accurate. What the truth is the narcissist gets worse over time. And once they draw you back into the relationship, it is very challenging to remove yourself from it. But your silence will help you out. Going no contact is the path. And your silence, it is not meant as a punishment for anybody. That is not what this video is about. It's meant as an insulation, a cocoon for you. Because when you were in the relationship, you were explaining yourself, you were oversharing, you were defending yourself, you were available. Now you don't overshare, you don't explain, you don't defend, and you are unavailable. Why? Because your silence will be one of the strongest things you ever utilize. And sometimes, please play this part of the video a few times, sometimes the best thing in life to do is absolutely nothing. So if people are asking you, let's say the relationship ended a while ago and some flying monkeys or people are bubbling up to the surface and asking you questions, should you go back down that rabbit hole and explain things to them? No, you shouldn't. You should say, that was then, this is now. I'm living in the present day. I appreciate your questions and your insight, but you weren't there for me when I got discarded. You weren't there for me back then, and you're certainly not there for me now. So I don't owe you anything, and I won't explain anything to you. I am living my best life. I have reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. And you can continue to be a flying monkey or do whatever you're gonna do, but just please stay away from me. So silence is a superpower, and it will echo throughout the tiny little brain of the narcissist, all for the future, because they will be thinking to themselves, that one person who escaped, that one person who figured out who they were, that one person who put the pieces of the puzzle together, which is you, is a very resilient and strong and determined person. And that person is somebody I did not even know that they had all those characteristics within them, but that's exactly what you are. That's why you're on the channel, because you're a wise individual and you're getting the tools and you're applying them. The narcissist never thought you would recover. They never thought you would heal, and they never thought you would figure them out. They really believed that that door would be left open for the rest of your life, but no. That's not what happens. What happens is when you get the wisdom and you apply the tools, you close the chapter on these people and you begin to live your best life, living in the present moment, not living in the past, not predicting the future, but living in the present moment. That's what you must do. If not now, when? So understand the message. The echoes of your silence will continue to haunt the narcissist. Yes, it will, because that's why the narcissist failed, and they failed miserably. Not only when they were in a relationship with you because they were trying to blow it up, but even post-narcissistic relationship with new supplies, they're blowing up those relationships left, right, and center. The difference between you and the new supply, before I close the video, is the new supply may never even figure out who the narcissist is, or maybe they're a narcissist themselves. I can't tell you, because not everybody gets the wisdom. Not everybody finds the needle in the haystack, but you have. That's why you need to apply the tools and apply the wisdom, and your silence will really benefit you. It will immensely help you get through this thing called life in a positive way, in a drama-free way, in a manipulation-free way, in a toxic-free way. This is the path. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. And there are a lot of birds here. Springtime is almost around. A lot of birds flying all over, eating berries and having fun. I hope you enjoyed the sounds of the message. God bless you all. I love you. And remember, your silence is a superpower. Do not over-explain. Do not overshare. Do not defend. Live your best life. And if people that are in your life are good people and they care about you and they're healthy and stable, keep them in. But if you believe that there's some challenging people or people who are just trying to take from you, I really suggest you understand that those people are not going to change. They're only going to get worse over time. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, you guys. Oh, and check out that playlist on silence. I know you're going to love it. And also check out when the narcissist realizes what they lost. You. Love you guys. Bye.